Hello and welcome back to CK2. I'm just not with a Woodok campaign. So, first things first, I asked what you guys wanted to see for the series. Well, the response that came in was one is like, do whatever. Even if you just ramble on for 20 minutes of video, it's still entertaining, so thank you. The other one suggested that I should try to get perhaps gain some land through marriage. Well, initially it's a good idea, but we have a very unique religion of us. Well, basically the Kedai, but our version of it, and people don't really like marrying within different religions. For instance, I could arrange a betrothal between this guy and one of my daughters. They will most likely not accept because it's from an infidel. It was a good suggestion, but the game really prevents me from doing that, so if territory expands, really needs to go through claims. So I will use this video to ramble on, answer any questions if you guys have about, I don't know, anything, talk about whatever. So first things first, one of you asked about Sigma. So yeah, let's see if I can figure out Sigma, right? Usually speaking, this is of the Empire. Let's look at the history of the Empire. I haven't been a holder for some time, a singular holder, but there are some people that you should know in here. A lot of them that you should not know, I think. I don't know if this is the auto, actually. I've no clue. But there he is, Sigma, where the Sigmarite religion is based on. He, of course, is not a Sigmarite because you cannot believe in yourself. This is Sigma. Of course, he was a lot stronger when he was alive. But he was a strong, celibate, brave, honest, diligent, and gregarious guy. He was, of course, a human and a brilliant strategist. And he was apparently unyielding. Got some good stats, actually. But these are, of course, his base stats. He was not that smart, or not that learned. He had base intrigue and stewardship. He was good martial and a very good diplomacy. Well, that's Sigma for you. That's what the entire religion of Sigmarite is based on. This guy. Something else, by the way. Somebody said this might have been a wrong region to look in. You might actually be right, but I remembered something else. These kings, emperors, and whatever they want to call themselves, they have the correct named artifacts now. Oh, come on, stay with me. Voice. One of these people might actually instead of just holding, randomly pillaging this for a crystal, one of these people might actually properly hold one of these crystals. I don't know, because I can barely find anything about it. The only reference I could find, a reference about a dark crystal, is some crystal you can, it's a wargear you can equip on a dark elf. And yeah, so one of the dark elves might have a crystal. Actually should take a look. Whoa, you are really divided here. You're not the one I was expecting to find here, I'll be honest. I was looking for the Witch King. But you are Nagarothi, so you are the... What the hell happened, man? Malekith, the Witch King, is dead. Who am I? There's Witch King, Malekith's son. Huh. What the hell happened here? This guy was married to my half-sister. Oh, he's dead. Wait, can I not use her claims on whatever? The Great Chapel of Faith. Apparently I have a claim. Oh right, I have been actually fabricating claims. Anyway. We actually are in a war against this bitch. This Vlad. So let's focus on that. So, what do I want to ramble about? I haven't planned anything actually. I usually don't. I rarely plan things. I start talking about whatever. Oh, actually, one of you asked if I was going to play the Total War Warhammer. Yeah, most likely. I'll at least take a look at it. like I said, I'm skeptical about how good the game will be. The way that Sega now currently is handling their communications with the community, it's weird. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know if it's different from. I think it has to do mostly with the size of the company, because even because. And I don't want to throw a racial card. I mean, I think that the because I believe, if I'm correct, I don't even know where Sega is from. Whatever. I know Nintendo has a very odd way at communicating with their community. And on one hand, they're really enthusiastic about it. On the other hand, they just kick YouTubers down to the curb with very strict rules, regulations, or even copyright strikes against it. That's just weird. Now, I believe Sega, from its origin, is also from Asia. And I don't know that. Nice. Making a claim here. I actually need to... Sega, where the... Crike. Sega, where the hell are you from? Oh, they're from the United States. My bad. They're from Hawaii, apparently. Wow. No. It is. What? No, it's they're currently residing in Japan. So yeah, that might explain a bit. Let's see. Sega Japan. No, it is actually in Honolulu. They are currently residing in Japan, but they started in Honolulu. But their headquarters are in Japan. You know what? I'm just wondering, is it something that is the Japanese just do, the way they interact with their communities? But then again, I know EA has a very odd method of doing things. I know Blizzard has a very own brand of doing things, but they actually interact with the community. Ubisoft is... they've embraced the YouTube culture. They've embraced that bad publicity on YouTube can really damage your company. But they still have their own oddities about it, but I think they've started to understand the way things work. But I don't know, is it just me, or I've got a feeling that the Asian companies have a really different way of looking at their customers. It might be me just being a massive bigot here. Not intentional, of course. I think it's strange. But yes, I will most definitely play Total War Warhammer, unless beforehand I get from a solid source that the game is utter shit, and then I'll not even bother buying it. Because as a game of Total War, Steam refunds, it's an awesome system. I'm really glad it is in there. But a lot of games you cannot test out in just 2 hours. It's a fucking Total War game. You need at least 20 hours, 10 to 20 hours, to even get a base idea for, okay, this is a balanced game, it's not balanced game, this is bugged, isn't bugged. Look at Rome 2 Total War. It took me at least 6 hours to notice how fucked up the AI was. And then I still kept playing, and then I found all other kinds of bugs. But it just took me quite a bit of time before I noticed that, wait, this game is not even functioning properly. It's a failed release. Now, they fixed it by now. Right, the Rome 2, I don't know, whatever edition it's today, that is the latest version, is a lot better than before. But it's still, also, there's some strangeness going on with Creative Assembly. And I don't know who's doing it. But I'm not anymore the guy that says, oh, it's Creative Assembly, I'll just buy it blindly. There are very few companies these days that I actually trust that much with my money. I'll be honest, Paradox is one of the few in which I know what to expect. And their own in-house development, of course. I'm talking about EU4, CK2, Hearts of Iron stuff. Yeah, when Hearts of Iron will become available for pre-order, I will be honest, I normally don't pre-order shit, but I will pre-order that game. Why? I don't know. There's no need. It's a digital game, I want to buy a physical copy, so why the hell would I pre-order in the first place? Well, your argument might be preload, but I've got a 500 Mbit connection up and down, so preloading is not an argument. It doesn't take me 4 years to download a singular game. And if Hearts of Iron falls within my expectations, it will be about 5 to 6 gigs inside, maximum. It's, you know, very wide margin. So it will take 15 minutes at max. So I don't even need to pre-order it, but that's how much I trust the company. And I want to show that to them. But like Total War, I want to pre-order because of the and that's why they do it. I want to pre-order because of the pre-order reward they're giving, which is complete and utter bullshit that they're doing it in the first place. But it's, yeah, I understand it. As for a marketing perspective, I understand it. You force people to buy into a game. Nice, we just got our Griffin mount. What does it give us exactly? Ooh, nice. I like it. Yeah, I understand it from a marketing perspective into forcing people to buy your product. As a consumer, it pisses me the fuck off. But actually, as a professional, as somebody who is trying to become a professional in communications, multimedia design and all that kind of stuff, which marketing is a big part of it, sadly, because I don't never really been into marketing, but it's a big part of it. It's really painful to see what they're doing, because I'm taught that there are, as you want to succeed as a company, there are 3 fields you can specialize yourself in. It's either you're having the best product on the market. Well, I can't say that just yet if Total War is the best product on the market, but I don't think they are. They've got a very unique game, but they're definitely not the biggest, best grand RTS game out there. They don't hold that one. You either have the best customer service. Well, Sega, you have got quite a shoddy history with that, and currently the way you're dealing with your Total War Warhammer doesn't really show you've got the best customer service, or you're the cheapest. And they are most definitely not the cheapest people. So what is the field they're specializing in? Because they're definitely not the highest. They got not the highest quality. They don't got the best products. What is it they're doing? And like I said, look, I'm still a student. I'm still getting educated in all this shit. But as I said, I'm taught certain things that if you really want to succeed, you either need to specialize on one of these 3 fields. It doesn't mean that you need to ignore the others, right? You need to actually do that as well. But if you look at really successful companies like Apple, they're definitely not the cheapest company. And in customer service, they are debatable. At certain points, they really are. But the quality of their products tends to be really good. You can say what you want about Apple, because I don't own this. Oh, I actually own an iPad, an old one, but I'm definitely not an Apple person because of how their systems work. But you've got to give them that they know what they're doing in their quality in the quality tree, and that's why they're successful. Why does Microsoft work? They're relatively cheap, and they tend to have. They're decent in most things. They're relatively cheap if you compare it to a lot of other stuff. But they're really accessible for everybody. That's what their specialization is in, and which in relative terms makes them actually cheap. Because Apple products are really specific on that, what they want to do. Microsoft is like, you can do whatever with it as us, what you want, and we don't ask a ridiculous amount of money for it. We'll take that one. Are we actually successfully sieging this? I don't think he's even sieging to begin with. So yeah, I will most likely play Total War Warhammer, but I'm skeptical about how good it will be. I want it to be brilliant. I think this is one of the biggest companies that really has a proper chance to make this in a proper a game, because we haven't seen a proper Warhammer game since Dawn of War, and I have to be honest, I like Warhammer Space Marine. It's the THQ game, which should have been a 3-parter, but THQ sadly went bankrupt due to some bad investments. For those who don't know, THQ invested a lot in a drawing thing for the Wii, which they invested a lot of money in. This is not just what went wrong. There was a lot of stuff that went wrong, but this is, I think, the oh, what's happening with my daughter? Your daughter is plagued by tidings to the dark power. As a light weaver, it's your duty to restore the balance of her souls that you continue to live the forest. All right. But yes, it's THQ just went under. They had good games. They had very good licenses. But they made some bad investment choices and they went under. They really invested a lot in the Wii, which did not work out. And yeah, it's sad, but you know, there's some positives to come out of it. There's a new, some new games are getting, actually gonna get continued. I know there's a new Darksiders coming. Nordic Games has actually picked up a lot of THQ and Jowood, if you know of them. I like the companies, I like both of them. I was a big fan of what Jowood did, but Jowood had very selective titles, and I don't think they had the best way of dealing with it. There was like Paradox, but they did not succeed. Paradox had their very own in-house titles that were very big flagships and actually managed to get Paradox on the map, and Paradox made some very good investment choices in certain series, like Mount and Blade, because they were the original publishers, I think, of Mount and Blade. I'm not sure. I think they were. Now they went on their own because Mount and Blade's name is big enough to stand on their own. But I think they were the original publishers of Mount and Blade. Decisions like that. They pick up an indie series and they manage to publish it as something very big. They make good decisions, in general. That's why Hardest Fire 4 is delayed as hell. Alright, pick that one up. Let's see. Still working on that. But yeah, Nordic Games picked up and they started development again on the Guild 2. They actually made some patches that really fixed a lot of stuff that was broken as hell, because that game was unfinished at all times. Really fun game. I recommend it. It's actually for sale on not for sale as in a sale, but you can purchase it on Steam. It's not that expensive actually. But you should only buy the latest version, the Guild 2 Renaissance, I think is the last version that they've released. Just play it. It's a fun game. You need to. It's quirky, right? It's one of those German management types games. But I always really liked them. As I grew older, I really started older. I'm almost 27, so I'm not that old. But as I grew older, my interest in games changed. I can tell you that. I used to be a very, very, very big fan of shooters, fast-paced games, all that kind of stuff. But as I got older, I was into shooters and I was into RTS games. Now I'm into favorite games. I've never been really the puzzle type or anything like that. But at some point, I came across Civilization 4, I believe. It was my first experience with grand RTS titles, and that really opened my eyes to something new. And I was shit at I was young because when I first discovered, I don't know what age I was, but I was most definitely a bit younger. Let's educate this child first. What is this? Is it a boy or a girl? My granddaughter. All right. Actually, I'm not gonna raise her myself due to the fact that I tend to be in a regency half of the time. I can be raised by my daughter. But yeah, I was shit at it. I could only play that game at very low difficulties because I barely understood. After a while, I understood the way it worked, but I didn't like the aggressiveness of the AI. I liked building empires. That's the thing. That's what was attracting me to RTS games. You know, building empires. Holy shit! Speaking of empires, Reichland just grew quite a significant amount. So be it. But then I started discovering more. I came in contact with Civ 5, which really solidified my interest in grand RTS games. Really fun series I still play today. I didn't like Beyond Earth as much. Just doesn't tick the right boxes for me. Then I came across... I always seen CK2 and come by on Steam and stuff, and somehow it interested me, but it couldn't really, you know, convince me to buy it because it was too complicated looking and not fleshy enough yet. Because I was still looking for, you know, spectacular looking games at the time. Graphics were, you know, the initial impression from graphics was really important for me. Always really been interested in Hearts of Iron 3 and always wanted to play that, but the interface, the complexity always scared me off. And then I came across a few YouTubers that were really into CK2 and EU4, and they actually convinced me into actually starting to playing CK2 and EU4. That was a big change for me. We're actually making money right now. Barely. But yeah, that was an important, very important change. The coming across YouTubers actually played it. Because then I watched CK2 and EU4 for I think about a year before I actually bought EU4. And I bought an EU4 luckily quite early after the second expansion, I think. Or even the first maybe. It was quite early on. And I watched it for, I don't know how long, about half a year I think. And yeah, and later I bought CK2 and spent quite a significant amount of cash on it by now. I bought it in a sale with all DLCs, and I think I paid about 90, maybe even 100 euros for it. Quite a lot of money. Was it worth it? Yeah. Yeah, because I think I've spent at least 700 hours into EU4, and I think I'm closing to 300 to 400 in CK2. And if you look at the dollar per hour entertainment, oh yeah, I most definitely have made that money. Made the money back. This isn't the right word, but you understand what I mean. I've definitely got that dollar per hour. And if I look at my, you know, I've been playing CK2 now professionally. Doesn't sound like a big word, but as for my YouTube channel, Jesus Christ, I really grew big. For my YouTube channel, since May, I think. And at the rate the channel is going, which is just, you know, I'm really glad that people actually watch my shit. Because it just makes it so much more rewarding to do it. But yeah, people watch my stuff. Just completely lost my train of thought. Nice going there, mind. When if things keep going like they're going now, even if they stay stable and not any growth, I will be able to buy, for instance, Total War Warhammer, just because you guys support me doing this, and you know, that's just amazing. That's just amazing. So you could say that CK2 has been a very, very good investment for me. Sort of. Anyway, I don't like talking about that stuff, to be honest. I just like recording videos and everything that's. No, if I could make this my job, I would. I'll be honest with you. Because what would be better than besides developing games? Because that's something I would really like to do. What would be better than playing games and actually get paid to do so? Anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching and see you guys next time. Bye bye.